Arteta must make ruthless call after Arsenal man's 61-touch shocker versus Portsmouth. Mikel Arteta's Arsenal booked themselves a spot in the next round of the FA Cup on Sunday afternoon with a 4-1 victory over Championship side Portsmouth at Fratton Park. It was a rather routine encounter for the Premier League table toppers, but one player has been subject to criticism from the Emirates Stadium faithful. The visitors led 2-1 at the break after going a goal behind inside 3 minutes. Andre Dazl's own goal leveled proceedings 5 minutes later before Gabriel Martinelli bagged their second in the 25th minute. Before halftime, Noni Madueke had the chance to extend Arsenal's advantage from the penalty spot, but sent his spot kick wide. Martinelli, bagging his second of the affair, made it 3 shortly after the teams emerged for the second 45 and then converted his third later on in the half. But it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows for Arsenal as one player struggled. A closer look at Myles Lewis-Skelly's display against Portsmouth in the FA Cup. There were a number of Arsenal players who covered themselves in glory down south. Martinelli's 2 goals would have offered Arteta a glimmer of hope. Ben White was solid, and Mikel Merino enjoyed an all-action display in the middle of the park, but it was an afternoon to forget for Myles Lewis-Skelly. The academy graduate, who is still just 19 years of age, is no longer at the top of the pecking order for Arteta and his entourage following a string of decent performances from Riccardo Calafiori. In 2025-26 alone, Lewis-Skelly, who is understandably admired as one of the best young players in world football, has played 22 times in all competitions. That, however, only equates to a total of 937 minutes, and his latest performance proves why he is no longer trusted by the Gunners staff to be their starting left-back when all members of the backline are fit and available. His performance against Portsmouth was the most worrying of them all as, in the absence of Calafiori and Hincapie, the 6-cap England international flattered to deceive. Statistically, he took 61 touches, one of which was inside Portsmouth's box, and played 6 passes into the final third. Defensively, the young left-back won just 40%, 2/5, of his ground duels and accrued 1 clearance across the 90 minutes on Fratton Park soil. As things stand, though, Arteta is having to deal with injuries to Hincapie, who is on loan for the season from Bayer Leverkusen, and his go-to left-back in Calafiori. So what could be the tonic? Although he is primed to play on the right-hand side of Arsenal's back four, Jurriën Timber's defensive expertise could be used on the left instead, and Ben White, who started and played 90 minutes against Portsmouth, would fill in on the right. Up next for Arsenal, who are widely regarded as one of the biggest clubs to never win the Champions League, is a League Cup tie against fellow London club Chelsea, who are fresh off a 5-1 win over Charlton Athletic on Saturday evening. Arsenal fans concerned over Myles Lewis-Skelly's poor run of form. "I think it's time we have a conversation about Myles Lewis-Skelly," one said on X, formerly Twitter, regarding the performance of the Englishman, as another added that Arsenal could look to cash in over the summer if his overall form doesn't improve. Lewis-Skelly would need to buck his ideas up, or he's gone in summer. "He's been disgustingly bad and his attitude looks stinking like he's huffing. Lewis-Skelly is miles off it. This ain't about him needing minutes. He's getting basic things like heading a ball wrong, wingers are beating him easily, something ain't right," a third fan wrote. There is a sense of concern in the Emirates Stadium echo chamber about whether Lewis-Skelly is up to the task of filling in for his injured teammates. Also referencing his 33-minute cameo against Liverpool, another fan added, "Lewis-Skelly, something is wrong with that boy. He should fix it," a fifth supporter commented, as another claimed the youngster will need to buck up his ideas moving forward by writing, "Myles Lewis-Skelly needs to have a long hard conversation in the mirror after this game. He's been so disappointing." Slot in Dreamland as perfect signing chooses Liverpool over Man City, he'll immediately start. A trusted source from The Athletic has it on good authority a player Liverpool and Manchester City are both desperate to sign has chosen the Reds, though there is still Arsenal to contend with. There comes a handful of times each year when most if not all of England's top sides converge on the same player. That was true of Antoine Semenyo before Man City won the race, though Pep Guardiola's side might not be so lucky with Mark Guéhi. The Crystal Palace centre-back will leave Selhurst Park at some stage in 2026. Man City hope to accelerate the departure and sign the defender in the January window. There's no shortage of interest in Guéhi from overseas, with Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, and Barcelona his 3 most prominent suitors in that regard. But from closer to home, City's biggest rivals for Guehi are Liverpool and Arsenal, who would both rather wait until season's end before signing Guehi via free agency. And according to The Athletic's Sam Lee, who specializes in covering Man City, Guehi favors Liverpool over City. "I was told by somebody who knows what's going on at City, but also I think probably Palace as well. He said he thinks Guehi wants to stay until the summer and he prefers Liverpool to City, in any case." Lee went on to touch on Arsenal, with the reporter suggesting that while Liverpool might have nothing to fear from City, they still have to outgun the Gunners. He added, "Somebody else messaged me on X and I know he's very good on other club stuff. He was like, yeah, he wants to stay until the summer, and he prefers Liverpool and Arsenal." I was like, well, I haven't heard Arsenal, but that kind of tallies what I'd been told the night before. Mark Guehi would start immediately at Liverpool. Should Liverpool sign Guehi, the expectation is he'll immediately become Virgil van Dijk's new partner at centre-half. Ibrahima Konate is out of contract in the summer, but even if staying, the Frenchman has been comfortably one of Liverpool's worst performers this season. The issue for Arne Slot is in his mind. He's lacked a viable alternative to Konate, meaning the Frenchman has retained his position in the 11 even when his performances have suggested he should be dropped. Giovanni Leone is sidelined with an ACL injury, while Joe Gomez, on the rare occasions he's fit, is utilized as cover at right back. With Connor Bradley now out for the season and set to undergo knee surgery, Gomez will continue to battle with Jeremy Frimpong at right back, and Konate will once again get a free pass, no matter how much he struggles. Centre-back is unquestionably an area Liverpool must strengthen in 2026, and the Reds have already taken steps towards doing just that by wrapping up a triple coup to bolster their academy ranks. Latest Liverpool news: the Diomande/Chiesa. In other news, RB Leipzig winger Yen Diomande, who Team Talk understands Liverpool have eyed as their heir to Mohamed Salah, has publicly stated he wants to join Liverpool. Elsewhere, Liverpool and Juventus have been continuing their discussions over a potential return to Italy for Federico Chiesa after an Italian paper followed up Fabrizio Romano's latest revelations with more information, but alarm bells should be ringing for the winger given an extra detail that's filtered through.